Hi, I'm Amy Rousdell from Billable at the Beach. Today, we're going to talk about being a superhero. I always refer to consulting as being a superhero. That's the goal. Be a superhero. Why? Because being a superhero is super fun, and more importantly, superheroes make super pay. And that's what I want for you. Have you ever wanted to be a superhero? Oh, come on, you have. Everybody wants to be a superhero. Starting your own consulting business is your chance to be a superhero. And you know what? You already have the expertise it takes to be a superhero for your consulting clients. We have a 6-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl in our house. So with the 6-year-old boy, we have lots of superheroes. There are so many great female superheroes these days that our 16-year-old daughter also loves superheroes. Before we dive deeper into being a superhero, I want to debunk 2 common myths about consulting. Those 2 common myths are that you have to sacrifice pay and career trajectory. I left my corporate job for consulting more than 15 years ago, and I make more money, not less. At the point that I left my corporate job, I was at the vice president level, so I was a corporate executive. I make more money now, and you can too, by being a superhero in your consulting business. I think a lot of people also have the impression that starting your own consulting business is kind of a cop-out on the career path, right? You've done all the right things. You've done the education. You've paid your dues. You have your experience. Maybe you went to business school or got a PhD, and you feel like it's a cop-out. It's not. You can be your own CEO, and as a consulting superhero, you have a huge amount of impact on your consulting clients, and it's extremely rewarding, and it's a great career path. So, starting your own consulting business does not mean sacrificing pay or career path. But I want to point something out. Whenever I work with people who are new to starting their own consulting business, and I have a lot of those people in my Build Your Six-Figure Consulting Business programs, it's almost like an automatic reflex to immediately want to lock in retainer hours, right? It's kind of a reflex, and I know exactly why everybody wants to do it. I wanted to do it too in my early days. It gives the illusion of stability. If you sell out all your hours and you feel like, okay, I'm good, I've got all of this locked in. But it heads you in the wrong direction. And the biggest danger is if you sell all of your hours to one client and you take up residence, meaning that you show up every day from 8 to 5 and you have a cubicle or an office, you very quickly become a de facto employee. You lose all the great things about being a consultant, but you don't get any of the benefits of being an employee. The actual benefits like health insurance, training, bonuses, stock options. So you're thinking that you're going to have the best of both worlds when in fact you end up having the worst of all worlds, right? So I don't want you to do that. I want you to be a superhero with superpowers making super pay. As a side note that's interesting, my most typical proposal is for 3 months worth of work. My most typical engagement is 9 to 18 months. That's not because I didn't get the project done. It's because once we dig in, we increase the scope, maybe we find another project or 2, but I eventually want you to go on to the next project. I don't want you to stick around forever. I also want to talk about fractional. That's a big thing right now. Fractional CTO, fractional CMO, whatever your expertise is, but that's not what I want you to do. I understand why that's attractive for the client company. If they can't afford a CMO, maybe they want a fractional person, but from the consulting point of view, that sounds like a lousy part-time job. Is that being a superhero with superpowers making super pay? It's not. And so it's not what I want you to do. I don't want you to be parcel post. I want you to be FedEx overnight. Superheroes unite.